Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
I cannot for the life of me remember the last time you were on.
It was probably No, it was after I officially quit Kulture Shocked. Probably 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Because I stopped Kulture Shocked 2016. So maybe there's an episode in 2017 with me.
Yeah, I don't, because I didn't go and look. Fuck me for not doing my research, but I didn't go look. But when we were talking last week,
that's what the people are upset about. They don't know the last time.
The last time you were on the show. The last time you were on the show was significantly different. Let's just put it that way. I'm trying to think of the thing. So if we posit, say, 2016. Okay. So it's
definitely 2016, maybe 2017.
It's 2022 now.
Yeah,
this podcast has come a long way since then, in a lot of ways. Especially, I think in the level of professionalism that I try to bring to the show is definitely in a different spot. I don't spend my time clowning on movies. Not that I think we did then, but I think there was definitely less. I think the last thing you were on for wasn't the last thing you were on for. Was it Justice League? Or Batman versus Superman, that's what it was.
Well, I remember we did a whole thing on reevaluating Man of Steel, and it got deleted or you couldn't find it.
I don't think I ever posted it.
Yeah,
it wasn't very good, if memory serves. But
it was great.
It was so good, in fact. But you know what? On this episode of the Kulturecast, we're not going to be talking about DC movies, thankfully, or Marvel movies. Thankfully, I guess. We're going to be talking about something that I would say most people haven't seen. I hadn't seen it. I'm actually joined by my good friend. I wouldn't say there's any signifiers to give you a reason to be here other than I've known you.
Yeah.
Since what?
Well, I used to write for.
Right. I mean, how long have I known you? Since third grade.
Third grade, although I still stand by we weren't really friends until fourth grade.
Sure, but I knew
so since I was 8, 9, and now I'm 31.
Yeah, so what, 20, what is
21 it? 21 years?
21 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known you longer than I've pretty
98.
much...
98, yeah.
I've known you 23 years.
23 years.
I've known you longer than I've known essentially anyone else other than my parents and my sister. Which
and legally you have to.
Right, legally, sure do. So yeah, I'm joined by my good friend from across the pond now. He no longer lives stateside like the rest of us, Mr. Yashar Pirasteh, all the way across from the pond.
Yeah, I just said, when I die, I just don't want it to be from gun violence. I'm happy to die from some other things. So I moved to England.
When I die, I don't want it to be because I don't look like everybody else. I guess you know what I think is a lot of Westerners don't know this, and maybe you can speak to this a little bit. Man, people in this country, if they think that people in this country are racist, boy, they've never been to Europe.
London obviously is a bit of a different thing because London's like half minority, or not white, I should say. The rest of England's different, but obviously because I moved here during Corona, I haven't really spent that much time in it, so I don't really have a good frame of reference other than it is like 80+% white everywhere else.
Right. I was less talking about the London and more just if you think that we have a racism problem, where do you think our racism problem came from? It didn't just sprout out of our loins organically.
I hear France has an especially. They don't like my people much.
I don't think they like any people. They don't like my people much of the non-French people. But speaking of people that do seem to like Americans, I think maybe kind of. We're talking about something that has nothing to do with anything this month. It's just a bonus episode. And look, here's the thing. So Yashar and I, we've known each other for a long time. We tend to have differing opinions on movies. I think our opinions on movies have kind of gotten closer together now as we've gotten older. But I think you and I both at one point were dead set on being as opinionated as possible, maybe to an annoying degree. And look, this is the first time we're going to be talking about something like this together, so we'll see. I don't expect it's going to be fucking, this movie's shit, let's move on. But it's not that I don't watch a lot of new stuff, it's just, I don't watch a lot of new stuff. When you watch stuff for your show, when I want to watch stuff, I don't necessarily want to watch something I've never seen before necessarily, or something that's not coming to me suggested is better. Because people
like you have a regimen. You're like, oh shit, this is 2 hours. I could be, I don't know, watching the X-Files for the 5,000th time.
No, see, that's the thing. I don't watch the X-Files anymore. Or for the 5,000th time. I told you about this with the Sopranos. It's kind of supplanted out. But again, then, I don't know. I've been doing so much reading so far this year that when I do want to watch stuff, it's just the stuff that I want to watch. And then other times I'm doing stuff that allows me to multitask and read.
Yeah. I
consider audiobooks reading. I'm sorry that I'm not sitting and fucking reading the book, but I'm still spending the time to listen to the whole thing. Yeah. It's like audiobooks are 5 hours long. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's just like a podcast.
Right. But speaking of things that are based on books, we're talking about a movie that you suggested that's based on a book that's filmed in Australia that has Eric Bana. And
speaking of Marvel.
Yeah, speaking of Marvel, but not really because again, whatever. Well, I'm sure it'll get brought up. We're going to be talking about 2021's, though it claims it came out in 2020. 2021's The Dry.
Aaron, you need to be here for the funeral. We're expecting you.
Sometimes when this place feels kind of empty.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
If you're looking for more horror outside of the mainstream, look no further than Unsung Horrors, a podcast about underseen horror movies. I'm Lance.
And I'm Erica. Every other week, we'll cover a horror movie with fewer than 1,000 views on Letterboxd. We'll even give you double feature recommendations to pair with the movies we discuss.
From gothic to shot on video, from slashers to comedies, from giallo to J-horror. We'll cover all the subgenres, so join us as we unearth these hidden gems of horror.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Unsung Horrors, available wherever you listen to podcasts. And part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
And all of the breath fades with the light. I think about the loveless fascination.
You stinking pig! What are you doing back in that town, boy?
Under the Milky Way tonight.
So I've heard some stories about me.
I've heard some.
Wish I knew what you were looking
You're reopening the investigation.
You think you're gonna get the truth in a town like this?
I didn't know what you would find.
When you've been lying about something for so long, it becomes second nature.
And it's something quite peculiar. Under the Milky Way tonight.
So it is directed by Robert Connolly, written by Robert Connolly and Harry Cripps, based on the book The Dry by Jane Harper, and it stars Eric Bana and a bunch of other people that I guarantee you're not going to recognize because I didn't. It's a lot of...
The guy that plays Grant was Ra's al Ghul in Arrow, so thank you very much. I did recognize him.
I guess he's also... actually, I'm surprised you didn't recognize him from his role as the brother in Wedding Crashers.
I haven't seen that movie in 15 years.
He's the one who's like, he's the one who sneaks into Vince Vaughn's bedroom at night, and he's like, "Let's play tummy sticks." It's a lot of kind of Australian character actors, and this is a very Australian movie, and we'll get to that.
Sure.
But so we'll be talking spoilers about this movie. This movie is more or less new, so if you want to watch it, I would watch it and then come back to this. But before we talk spoilers, kind of non-spoiler movie, skip it, watch it, worth checking out. I mean, obviously you think it's worth checking out since you asked me to watch it, but...
No, I hated it, so I thought...
Right! That's the fucking con here, is you get here and you're like, but just so you know, I actually hated this movie. It's like, oh, fuck me,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's worth watching. It's... I did it... Well, I'll talk about it later about Robert Connolly, but I've long been like a stan for Eric Bana, and, you know, he's, I think, a bit of an underrated actor. Like, I don't think you can look at a movie he's been in and be like, oh, he's phoning it in. So I'd read a review or something about this movie, and I'd never heard of it. And the reason I hadn't heard of it is because it's an Australian-only movie. But I found it on, I think, Showtime had it. And so I watched it finally just because I'd heard good buzz. And, yeah, it's like it's understated. It's kind of a... I've recently rewatched Gone Baby Gone, and I got kind of similar vibes. Like, not the plot, but structurally kind of mystery... like I feel like that's like if you like Gone Baby Gone or that kind of movie, you'd like this. And yeah, I thought all the performance was really good. I didn't recognize most of the actors,
right?
But I would say like through and through, I can't remember the main girl's name, but she was kind of
O'Reilly.
She was great. She had this like weird energy. There's like these weird flashbacks interspersed, like in some time.
Australia just has weird energy.
Really weird energy.
As someone who it was either last year or the year before watched a lot of Australian cinema. What's kind of your exposure to Australian cinema? Like, this isn't it, right? But like,
no, like I've seen like Hard Candy. I've seen
Mad Max, obviously.
Well, Mad Max, and then like I've watched there was like a lot of New Zealand films, which is not Australia, but like
Lord of the Rings.
No.
Lord of the Rings over. I watched a lot of New Zealand films with short people.
No.
The Guide with the Wizards.
No, I think I've seen almost every Taika Waititi film. There was this one called The Breaker Uppers. Or it was like a Netflix comedy. It was really hilarious. There's another Kiwi movie. There's another one called The Housebound or something like that. So there's a lot of good movies coming from that area. And actually, after reading Robert Connolly's Wikipedia, he kind of sounds like sort of the man as far as like the premier Australian director. Like every single one of his movies is incredibly well received. Every major Australian actor like that is famous in the U.S. does stuff with him. Like he has Cate Blanchett. He has Naomi Watts. Obviously Eric Bana. It's only a matter of time before he gets a Hemsworth or two.
Right.
So,
well, I will say that There's only one Hemsworth worth casting, and he's not known for his dramatic acting, which is not a bad thing. But like, here's the thing. So I was speaking about like I was asking you as kind of a loaded question, like how much Australian cinema have you seen? Because recently watching some Australian cinema in the last 2 years, it's pretty nihilistic, the Australian cinema, and it's pretty cynical. And this movie is both nihilistic and cynical to a almost overbearing degree. And that's kind of the thing. Like, I think I liked it a lot, but that's because like this is right up my like alley. This is, for me, the way I would try to sell someone on this before we get into spoilers is it's a little bit like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like in tone. It's got that like weird nihilistic edge to it.
Yeah.
And like, but again, also it has this weird thing of like, he's an Australian out of place in his own country because of obviously like there's that little like he's from the city thing, but then it's further exacerbated by the whole, is he guilty or not?
Should we do like just a quick like general overview without spoilers, like what the movie is about?
Yeah. So, so from here on out, it's spoilers. I would go into this movie not knowing anything. Like genuinely go into this with no frame of reference, no idea what the plot is, because I probably enjoyed it more than I'm not saying I wouldn't have enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it more not knowing anything about it. And it kind of it drip feeds you. It doesn't just give you everything outright, which I also appreciate.
Like you have to wait literally to the last shot of the movie.
The last shot of the movie. Reveals everything.
Yeah.
So the film is about Eric Bana's character. He plays a Australian federal agent who comes back to his hometown in Victoria, of Kiwara in Victoria, which is southeastern Australia, and he is there to attend the funeral of his childhood friend who supposedly killed himself, his wife, and their son. And this childhood friend of his, also him and this friend were accused of possibly murdering, I guess it was his girlfriend, Eric Bana's girlfriend.
I was very confused on who was dating who when they were in the past, but but that I guess is not a huge deal.
The past flashbacks are very stylistically strange because they don't feel like the past. They feel like Eric Bana's character is remembering them in the present as if they were. It's hard to explain. Like when you watch the movie, the flashbacks don't feel like flashbacks.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family and available wherever you get your podcasts.
The flashbacks aren't even like in order. Like it'll be a flashback, but like a late flashback before, so it kind of throws you off a bit.
Yeah, it's the structure the structure of the film is all over the place with the framing device, because it's told, like you said, it is the final bit of the story is revealed in a flashback in the essential final frame of the movie.
Yeah.
So
and to your point, so it's like there's 4 friends: Eric Bana, his friend who's now dead, and 2 girls. They may have been dating. Let's just say they're girlfriends at the time, and they're all super close. And yeah, one of them dies in the past.
And then they all leave the town, and then
except Eric Bana leaves the town. The friend stays, and so does the girl.
Yeah.
Who I can't remember her name.
Gretchen.
It's driving me crazy. Gretchen. And Eric Bana goes and he becomes like a federal agent, like an FBI, like their version of an FBI agent, hot shot. Like, but he's always kind of in that town. They still think he got away with it because he and that guy, I guess, were such close friends with the girl that died. And they actually did lie about their alibi, but they get more into that, like why they lied later. And actually, that was one thing that I thought was a little weak. The reason he lied.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, there are some things. Like I said, there are some things in this movie that, like, I bet this worked better in a literary narrative.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. So yeah, the entire plot really is a whodunit, but it's one of these. It's one of these stories that's not. It's not really set up as a whodunit. It's set up to convince the audience it's anything but, right? He comes to the town for the funeral. It seems rather cut and dry. And then the pieces kind of start. It's like it's singular. One piece leads to another piece. It's like dominoes, like one little piece. And that's why it reminded me of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. At least the parts when they're on the island, right? You know, with at the kind of the compound in probably the second half of the book. It was like they're like drip feeding you information, but it's like these little things, these disparate things that when you finally put them all together, it makes sense. But there's these like little disparate things, and like I appreciate that because it, at least for me, it feels like the writer of the book and then the writers of the script, you know, one of them being the director, they don't think the audience is stupid.
Yeah, no, it's not drip fed to you. Like the plot. I mean, the plot is basically guy comes back, has a sketchy past, sort of. Is not liked, comes back to murder-suicide of his best friend, and the parents basically think, well, you're a hotshot federal agent. We don't think it was he killed it, he did it. We think it was kind of a setup. But, like, there's no evidence to support that it was a setup. And, like, you do have the reason the flashback is used because it's like, well, if he did kill this girl in the past, then, like, why wouldn't he kind of do it again? So you have this shadow of doubt, like, that's set from the very beginning. And yeah, we just, as an audience, we have no frame of reference for like who's trustworthy, who's good. I mean, we generally think Eric Bana's character seems like a decent enough guy, but yeah, the way the flashbacks intersperse is effective in that.
But like, I think casting Eric Bana was a smart choice too, because Eric Bana does have that little kind of air of ambiguity to him. Like his stoicism may belie something, right? That's kind of That's kind of. I mean, that at least to me seems like why they cast him in this role. It's like, well, he has this kind of little edge of kind of shadowy kind of darkness, a little bit of a stone cold cipher thing going on, and it works. It works with the story that they're telling, because, like you said, that's the thing. There was one of the things I maybe didn't. I wasn't on board with the movie trying to convince me that he murdered her. You know. Well,
I don't think we were ever really supposed to think that. Like, I think maybe there was because one of the early flashbacks is like almost the last past scene, and it's shown very early on. It's a bit disorienting, but I think once we realize he didn't, like, it becomes, there was maybe like 5 or 10 minutes of the movie. You're like, whoa, did he do something? But then it becomes very clear, like, oh, he definitely, something happened, but it wasn't anything he had to do with it. But maybe the friend. For a while, it does seem feasible that the friend did something.
Well, and to be fair, like, you know, even if he was covering for his friend, which it turns out he ends up covering for his friend,
but for a much different reason.
We'll get to the twist when we get to it. But he meets the character that you talked about, the Keir O'Donnell character, who plays the kind of the local cop, whose wife is, you know, like telling him, don't get involved, be careful of this guy. This guy's just trying to use you to further his career. And he's like, no, I'm going to save the town. And then you have, these other characters, like you've mentioned, there's kind of the townspeople, and then there's this
great townspeople. How great!
Oh,
were, like,
well, I mean, these are like being cast from Australians, like,
I mean, the bartender guy had like this like weird, like intense energy. Like I could have watched an hour of just him being weird, bearded, giant Australian man, you know, and like
there is something about Australian character actors where they always feel very true to the world that they're in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this feels like a real place. This doesn't feel like a set.
And Matt Nable plays the brother of his friend, the girl that's killed like years ago, who kind of still blames Eric Bana's character for her death. And he's got this just like weird energy where it's like, is he like a psychopath? Is he just kind of grouchy? Like it's like we don't get necessarily a lot of backstory on these people, but they seem very like lived in and real characters.
Right.
And even the mayor guy, or not the mayor, well, not the mayor, the school principal character, who actually becomes quite important, like is just sort of weird in his mannerisms, but we spent some time with him and his family, and or Gretchen, like even like it seems like these people, but there's something slightly off about every character, but you want to spend more time with them, if that makes sense.
Well, and again, I mean, it's, I also kind of assume, given we're not Australian, we don't really have a frame of reference here for this, but there is also this big city, little city dichotomy that they don't really play into it very much, but, there almost is this kind of like hot fuzz thing going on. There's a little bit where it's like he's the big city cop, this is the small town, and they touch on it a little bit. They don't really bring it to the forefront because, again, his character is already involved in something else, so they have something else to focus on. But I do like this like small town Australia setting because, I mean, ultimately a lot of these mystery stories.
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
Are as much about where they're set as what's going on. Like Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is set in the on a Swedish island in the winter. The Death on the Nile is set on a boat on the Nile. This is set in like
it is.
Yeah, right. And this is set on a walkabout. I mean, this is not on a walkabout, but like this is set in like kind of like rural Australia. Not like
or wherever that is.
Yeah. It's like,
I don't know if that's a real place. Also, we should highlight, it's called The Dry because like obviously there's been a lot of droughts in Australia recently, and it's a reference to the conditions in that town. It's like so dry that
and to the area where kind of a lot of the stuff takes place, which is like a dry riverbed.
Dry riverbed. The crops aren't growing, so it's a literal but also allegorical title. I like the imagery that they use. I mean, I like the setting. I think the setting is different.
again, as an American audience goer, getting to see Australian countryside's a little different than getting to see Australia, like Sydney or somewhere like that. So I appreciated that. I also really, I think the direction is really good too. I think Robert Connolly, like you mentioned, I have seen none of his other films, but I would be inclined to check him out because he has a really interesting eye for shooting scenes and using lighting too. I like the way he uses lighting in some of the evening scenes. I don't know, it's interesting. Like, this movie is a lot more stylistic than I was expecting. But if you look at the poster, you can kind of see it. Like, you can kind of see the interplay and the colors, and kind of the usage of color is, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what he brought to this because, again, you can do a lot to dress up a mystery movie, but at the end of it, if the whodunit's not interesting, you're going to kind of lose me. But this already had that, so the set dressing and everything else, I also think was pretty good for the most part. Yeah, no, I'd agree. I'd say that it looks good. It's not like it's a beautifully shot film in the sense of, I don't know, like Chloe Zhao or something like that. It doesn't look like that, but it looks good in a unique way, and it looks very natural. Especially a lot of the movies filmed outdoors during the day. And all those scenes look like you're there, right? It's a cool vibe, especially like you said. For us, I haven't been to Australia, and definitely don't have really a feeling for what small town Australia is. Although it doesn't seem that different than a place that like your house in Bonham. Right. I was about to say that's the thing about this is, like, ultimately the story is so universal because it's. Like, it's the small town that holds the secrets, right? That's the other kind of big overarching story here is there's a secret that the town knows about, and that's kind of poisoned the well dry almost, in a way. Like, you almost feel like the city after this event happens in the 80s, you almost feel like that kind of emotionally drains the town and also drains everything else, right? And it's like maybe after the climax of this movie, the town can flourish again or something positive. Move on. Right. But it's like like you said, there's this allegorical dry thing. You know what? I would like to read the book. I feel like I don't know if I want to read the book now that I know the twist, but I would like to. I don't know. Did this make you want to read the book? Are you okay with this kind of being your exposure to the story? It's what, like, I actually have a ton of books I'm reading right now, but like in a vacuum, I would read the book, but I probably won't. In a vacuum. Like, in a vacuum. No, but like just yes or no, would you read the book if afforded the opportunity? Probably yes. Yeah, I can't speak to the adaptation, and frankly, the book almost doesn't matter as long as the movie is good. Does it sticking to the book really matter? I guess to people who like the book, but let's talk. I want to talk a little bit about the kind of the main. What's the twist of the movie, right? Yeah. So go ahead. Oh no. Well, so I mean, I think we should just highlight. So the in the story, the local cop brings him along and lets him do all this like behind the scenes stuff, which makes him maybe the world's worst cop. But his defense, big no, by the way. To be fair, Eric Bana is like a federal agent, and like he does have a rep. So it's not like a movie where a random person comes in and starts working with the cops or as a cop. Like, at least he has some credentials. But to be fair, Eric Bana's character also is a manipulator because he lied to his dad. Isn't that the thing? Like, well, the thing about the story is, like, Eric Bana's character. I like this story so much because he is written with a little bit of gray. Because, like, you see this, the character of Ellie's dad. Ellie is the girl who dies. Mal, he like confronts him and he's like, your dad lied for you. Like, it's pathetic that your dad lied for you. And that scene ends up taking on a completely different meaning, which I hadn't even thought about. But what's funny is, like, Eric Bana's character is still somewhat of a manipulator because, like, you have to be right. But exactly. But that's my point. For his job, he has to be. But like the woman, like the cop's wife is right. Like, he is like just using him. Like,
But I mean,
he's lucky what ends up happening happens, but he's lucky that it turns out as well as it does too, because she would have been completely vindicated and right, almost to her detriment.
Yeah, I mean, he is reluctant. Like, he's only doing it because the parents of his best friend, like, basically beg him to. But yeah, you're right. He does kind of manipulate people in the sense of, like, to get not in a way that would hurt them per se, but just in a way like, hey, I need a little bit more information. I need a little bit more than you might be willing to give me otherwise. But yeah, so do you want to then kind of get into like the twist? Or?
So is it a twist? I mean, I guess I don't know if it's a twist.
Well, whether or not the guy actually murdered his wife and child and left one as an orphan, or
so it's kind of it's funny. So I say it's like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo almost because of the twist. Because spoilers for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the twist in that movie is it's kind of like two disparate stories that end up coming together right at the end. And this one, I don't think it sticks the landing as well. But that's intentional because they weren't trying to, at least in the movie, they're not trying to stick.
You said try to link. When you say stick the landing, you mean like link.
They're not linking them together at the nose. They're linking them together at the hip type thing. Like in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, she leaves because her father is, molesting her, and her brother ends up being like a serial killer on top of everything else, which is what drives like essentially the later plot of the story. Even though they're looking for her, like the later plot of the story is them investigating this serial killer who happens to be the brother. And then the final act of that is they go and see the sister and they're like, oh, you were her this whole time. Like it's more linked like this. In this movie, it's like the stuff with the principal feels a little like tenuously linked.
Well, it's more of just like, hey,
this happens to be happening.
There's two crimes that involved this guy,
right?
Eric Bana's best friend.
His character's name is Luke, by the way. He has a name. It's not just, hey, this is my friend. I mean, we keep referring to him.
Yeah, Luke. And so it's, the question is, did Luke actually kill himself and his family? And we're saying, well, if he was involved in the murder of this girl 20 years ago, then it seems likely. Right. But I think the point of the dual stories is to show us not only was he not involved in either of the crimes, but like there's actually a reason for why they both happened. It was more a coincidence,
right?
Really, just really bad luck,
right? And that's what I mean. Like in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, like they're still linked together. In this, there's like this other crime taking place that involves the guy who just happened to be involved in a possible crime in the 80s.
Yes,
but
yes,
and that like I think that's interesting and different, and I like that. I wish it had been a little bit linked closer together, only because I feel like the character of the principal, who ends up essentially being the villain of the movie,
the principal kills the Luke and his wife and kid because the wife discovered he took $70,000 for grant for the school that she worked at, that he was the principal of, and used it for gambling debts from the city. Which
and then he murders the family to cover.
Yeah, that whole thing was weak. I was like,
escalates, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I mean. Like it's tenuous. Desperate. It's a little tenuous.
Yeah, and they do point that he's like desperate. His wife was traumatized because apparently in the city, the gangsters he owed the money to, they basically broke into his house and like threatened him and his family. So I understand why he would, like, I get why he would want to steal the money, but his whole thing of, oh, I'm going to go there, I'm going to have her husband fake his suicide, I'm going to go kill this woman, and then, oh, her kid sees me, and then I'm going to go, I don't know, it was a little extreme.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's, when in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, when it happens with the character of the brother, he's already a serial killer, so, like, I get it. Like, he's, like, this vile monster that's, like, going to kill Michael Blomkvist in that basement, and then Elizabeth Salander shows up. But like, you get it. In this movie, it's like they reveal who it is, and you're just like, the reasoning is a little wonky. It's a little weak. I don't understand. It would have made more sense for the woman to be the person killing everybody. It would have made more sense.
Gretchen?
Yeah, it kind of would have. What I don't understand is why not make that character the one who's doing it, because then it ties back into that initial reason for him covering was because of her. So it's like the sins come back, the sins come back to roost, or full circle.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make more sense? I mean, I don't understand. It kind of does.
I mean, they do a red herring that like that her kid is Luke's kid. It's not, but like it's
I know he is.
I took it as, because she says it was a 2-night stand. Like I took that as the truth.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess you could read into it, but like the way the rest of the movie played out, I think it was just supposed to like throw us off. And like she didn't actually lie about a single thing. Like when you look in like
that's fair
in the whole movie. Other than that, which we have no real reason to doubt after the fact, she's the only character that doesn't lie to him.
That's fair. I mean, look, it would have made more sense because again, he covered for her. I mean, that was the whole. I don't know. The character of the principal kind of comes out of
nowhere. Yeah,
kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, he's not directly involved with the plot. It's like anything else. Like I'm listening to a book right now, The Thursday Murder Club, and it's about 4 pensioners in the UK who get together on Thursdays and talk about crime, and then in their town, a murder happens, so they kind of are helping the local. It's very hot fuzz British humor. I bet it's on the stands down at your local store because it's written by a British author too. What I don't understand about this story is when you start introducing characters outside of kind of the main circle of characters, you know that they might either die or be the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's the way it was with this character. I was like, well, is this guy the villain then? Because, like, he's, like, the only one that has had essentially nothing to do all movie.
I mean, well, they did it. Also, there's another character, Luke's friend, who we find out has a gay relationship with the doctor, which is a little weird because that had to be, like, so hidden. But I was like, I guess small town vibes.
Right, small town. What is the Snowtown? Is that the movie that we talked about a long time ago where it was a serial killer in Australia who was murdering gay men and stuffing them in barrels and then putting them in his safety deposit vault or something?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So that's the thing, like I was talking about the Australian nihilism and cynicism. Like this movie, the last like 5 minutes of this movie hit pretty hard.
Yeah, so pretty much every side character has like a red herring or some sort of like, oh, they could have possibly done it. I mean,
mystery, obviously, very much playing into the mystery genre that this book is firmly in the middle of.
And I think that's kind of why the principal escapes, because you're like, he has no link except but then you realize the link is they weren't trying to kill Luke, they were trying to kill the wife because she's the one that discovered his fraud.
Right.
Of the thing. And do you want to talk about like the past, the flashbacks?
You talking about the final twist of the movie?
Well, I would say just like, in the past is you see the friends hanging out over probably years or whatever. And there's a one point where Luke gets really aggressive with one of the girls. I don't remember if it was one that actually is killed or Gretchen.
It was the girl
who's Gretchen.
Killed. Yeah.
And where he's like almost drowns her, but I guess they played off as he was like just horsing around and just to.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind the scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Kind of didn't realize how strong he was. So we see that and we're like, okay, so maybe he has a proclivity for violence. Then it's just them hanging out. There was a few times where the girl that's killed just lashes out and Luke doesn't really even do anything. Like literally they're just like laughing and she just like starts yelling at him do you know the scene I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's a scene where they're in the woods and she just yells at him for like no reason. But then you find out she's having some problems at home. There's almost a throwaway line about ask her about her dad. And yeah, her and Eric Bana's character do have some sort of like romantic connection in the past. And then some time passes. He like finally is fully transparent with how he feels about her. And they're supposed to meet at the river, the titular, like the dry or whatever. And when she doesn't show up, and then he goes back to later because he heard that she was found dead, and she's found dead in there. And so we're left to think, okay, did Luke do that? We don't know why he would, but just based on...
He asked Luke comes to Eric Bana's character and asks him to cover for him.
Yes.
Which is, again, like, in the camp of the things in this movie that are weak from the structure of the narrative, the principal being like an emotionless monster who lets a woman open the door and he murders her in front of her kids, just like shotguns her point blank. And like he sticks a shotgun in the other character's mouth and blows his brains out. Like it's a big jump, but the other kind of big twist is he was like, and that doesn't work obviously, is that he was covering for him because
he was hanging out with his girlfriend.
His other girl,
That made... Because in the movie, it almost seems like him and Gretchen were dating at that time as well, at the time of the murder. So because Eric Bana's character was actually wanted to get with the girl that got killed. So I didn't really understand why you would have to hide the fact that you're with your girlfriend, especially considering they could have been each other's alibi.
Yeah, it's a strange narrative choice. I don't get it because
they could have had him doing so many other things. Well, and they could have kept the lie, but not, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend.
I think it speaks to my overall issue with this movie. I mean, again, I liked it a lot, but I think my issue with this movie is it has one or two too many red herrings.
It does have a lot of red herrings.
It's a murder mystery, right? Ultimately, it's a murder mystery, so you have to have... Unless you're going to get really fucking crazy with your structure and your narrative devices, you're going to have some red herrings, some characters that, we think are the killer up until the final... Like in Scream, right? You don't realize who the killers are in the original Scream until, the last 5 minutes of the movie. And I would say that movie should be textbook for a lot of people to see how you can do red herrings without, beating the audience over the head with it. I mean, if you think about it in Scream... Who are some of the red herrings? There's her dad, the cop, the other cop,
Liev Schreiber's
character. I guess technically the boyfriends too are red herrings until they're not. That's 4. In this movie, it's it feels like everybody, and then they wrap it up in a way that's really lackluster. Because it's not even character. It feels like because you gave all the other characters that were closer a red herring, one of the characters that's on the outer reaches has to be the one who did everything, and it's I don't even know anything about this character, nothing at all.
Yeah, and Gretchen, they have her using the same ammunition that was used to kill, and also the fact that she may have had Luke's child. That's like I said, I don't actually think that's true, but the way it's breadcrumb to us. Even though she also seems like the most gentle, that would have been maybe the most shocking because she did seem like the most actually she has her shit together. And
right. It would be like the twist in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The person who ends up being the killer is the brother, the one who's this rich fucking erudite asshole. That's the twist. And this, it's some guy that you've seen one time.
It's some guy that we spent a little bit of time with that actually seems like a generally kind of nice guy, has a gambling issue, and then all of a sudden, goes full mass murderer.
Anton Chigurh and just straight up blows a dude away.
And then tries to burn himself, and they stop him from burning himself because if he started because the dry, it would have started like a forest fire. And so the kind of the climax is them jumping on him. It's a cool shot actually, where he drops a match on himself as he douses himself in flames or in gas, and it's in slow-mo. Eric Bana and the other cop, I can't remember, Liam something, the actor's name.
Oh, Keir O'Donnell.
Keir O'Donnell, who I have seen. He's another one I've recognized from other stuff. They jump on him and basically stop the forest fire from happening.
But what I didn't understand is they said if he lights himself on fire, the forest fire is going to happen, and he still lights himself on fire, and it doesn't happen. I was expecting? I was expecting the movie to end
right there.
Again, like, my expectation of Australian kind of cinema is they do tend to kind of push it towards a little bit like nihilistic, like, what's that movie? Oh my God. It's an Australian horror movie. It's got the chick, she like drills a hole. She's
Hard Candy.
No.
Yeah.
It's like Hard Candy. She takes bleach in a syringe and like injects it into the dude's voice box. And they're like,
are you talking about Prom Night?
Yeah, that one. Or no. Is it the one where the people are being kept in the basement, like underneath?
Yeah,
it's not called Prom Night. I thought it was called something else.
But he is her prom date,
and she's
they're like,
dancing with
people.
him, and he's like fucking passed out.
Yeah, and they eat people, right? While he's like, they're eating someone's body or something while he's like underneath the. I think it's not called Prom Night.
We did an episode on it a long time ago,
Yeah.
so I'll have to remember. But I honestly thought the way the film was going to end was they're going to hit the ground, burst into flame, and then it was going to be the final twist is revealed to us, the audience, after like after the sins of the town come back to roost. And then you realize that, like, well, the sins did come home to roost in more ways than one. But, like, yeah, it's like they make a big deal of, like, oh, it's going to light this on fire, and don't light yourself on fire. And then, like, nothing. I was like, it's just, I wanted this, if they're going to up the stakes like that, make it, and then actually do it, don't back away from the edge. Because I think, again, there were some opportunities here to turn this story in a truly unexpected direction. Like, tell me another murder mystery where all the characters die because one of them lights them on fire in a fucking Australian outback. I mean, I'm not saying that the climax isn't good. It's just, don't make a big deal of telling us how important it is he doesn't light himself on fire, and then he does it anyways, and that thing doesn't happen.
Yeah. And then after that, you know, all the characters survive. Even the killer is basically, he's just really fucked up, but he lives.
Burned beyond recognition.
Is, and then we find out what happened to the girl 20 years ago.
Again, it's not like they tell us what happens. Eric Bana's character just finds.
Well, there's a spot.
Yeah.
Well, there's a spot that had significance to the both of them when they were younger. Right. He kind of like, after all this, wants to just kind of clear his head. So he goes there to just kind of honor her. And then he looks, there's like a gap basically that he had dropped this necklace in before. And he looks in that gap and he finds her backpack from all those years ago. And it has her journal, and it kind of, everything immediately unravels. She basically says like her dad, because her mom is dead at this point. Her dad, who had multiple times, him and his son, Matt Nable's character, had accused Eric Bana of murdering her over and over and over. You find out had been, I guess it seemed like she was molesting her, and she wanted to run away.
I only think she was being molested by the dad, not the brother.
No, I'm not I don't think it's, okay. I'm just saying the brother was also. I'm saying the brother was also accusing him because the brother, the dad went with the fiction that he killed him, drilling Matt Nable's head that he killed her. Yeah, guys, we see in the flashback he was a kid too, and so was molesting her. So she decides to run away from home the same day that Eric Bana was supposed to meet her at the river, and I think she decides to go back to meet him, and her dad follows her there, and then we don't actually see it. But basically, he drowns her.
And you hear it. You actually hear it.
Yeah, you hear it, but you don't see it.
Right.
And that's like the final shot where he just grabs her backpack and like walks off.
Yeah, it's I like that there was kind of this final moment, and that's kind of why I was saying, like, it's pretty nihilistic. Like, what a way to end the movie. Like,
yeah,
it's pretty rough. Like, it's a pretty brutal. Yeah. This movie's pretty brutal ending, but like, I guess my question is, like, to what end?
Do you think okay, so here's a question. Do you think he was actually going to tell the townspeople about it, or tell the cops, or just confront the dad? Like, I didn't know. I was like,
he just walks out. He just walks away.
Well, yeah, but we don't know, like, does he go back?
Right. But my point is, like, I think the ambiguity, I think the ambiguity is what makes it so much fun, but at the same time, like, it does kind of leave me a little, it's a little weak, because, like, that,
yeah,
I don't know, because, like, that's a question, like, that's a scenario that the character finds himself in at the end of the book, or end of the movie, and doesn't get the opportunity to conclude that end of the story, and I like that, but at the same time...
well, I think
it's a little played out. It's just a little played out now with like the sexual assault thing. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It's such a
the movie did sort of set that up. It
is. It does. It's not completely out of left field. That's fair.
No. It's set up, but like we don't really think much of it because so many other red herrings are thrown around. So so the one thing I will say, even if he doesn't go back and like tell the cops or even tell like about the father, I think his conclusion, if you say he doesn't, is that he got his full catharsis that Luke was innocent not only of this murder but the one in the past. And so his lie was truly a white lie, and there was like some guilt I think he was carrying with him all these years. I don't think he thought Luke killed her, but he was like, there's a little niggling doubt that, what if I lied to cover it? And now he's like, okay, like that weight's completely been lifted.
Right, which I mean, again, like that's why I said like I appreciate that aspect of the story. I appreciate that's where they went with this. That's the story they're telling. And again, I would be interested to read the book because if the book is from a first-person perspective, which it might be, I don't know if it is, you'd get to see even more of kind of Eric Bana's character's inner thoughts, which would be interesting to see. I would probably wager it's a third-person narrative, but I agree with you. I think that kind of it is an interesting story, and you kind of get this, like you said, this weight being lifted off his character right at the end. And I think, even with kind of the quibbles that I have with the character who ends up being the killer and the kind of the motivation is it's a lot weak. It's just a big logic leap. Like, it's a big leap. It's like saying, I stole some supplies from my office to I went and robbed a bank. Like, fuck, dude. Where's the in-between there? Like,
yeah.
It's a little much. It's a little, again, of all the things in this movie and in the narrative that I have an issue with, it's kind of a very minor one. But I think for the most part, this is a pretty good movie. Again, it's not a very happy movie. It's very depressing.
Yeah, no, and I think for Eric Bana, it's another great performance. I said earlier on,
right?
I mean, like he really is like a great actor. There's a really good interview with him and Mark Maron, the WTF.
WTF.
He has a really good interview with him, and I had no idea. But do you know Eric Bana actually like started off from comedy? Like he was.
Oh yeah.
Like that's his whole thing is like, and he was saying it. He's like, I'd love to go back to it, but he's like, now that I've just been in Hollywood and stuff for so many years, like I've just never really been afforded the opportunity, just because he's been like the straight man in a lot of things. I mean, in Funny People, he had kind of a comedic role. But yeah, it's just interesting that this guy that comes from like a very, very like basically Australian SNL type background has become a really, really strong dramatic actor. I mean, I've only known him really as that, but I just found that interesting.
Well, and you mentioned him being a strong dramatic actor. Yeah, that's because the times they've cast him as an action star, it has not worked. But that's because he's not an action. It's weird. Like, there's this weird thing about Australian actors in the States where, like, name some that aren't Chris Hemsworth that have been in action movies that have been successful. It's like
Hugh Jackman.
That's like it, right? Like, like Sam Worthington. Who's the other one? Joel Edgerton. Like,
oh yeah, I do. Joel Edgerton's great.
I know, but Joel Edgerton.
Although he's more of a dramatic actor than an action star.
But that's my point. That's my point. Australian actors, it would seem, a lot of them are being cast as action stars when it's like, just cast him as dramatic actors. Like, what's the fucking point? Like, I don't get it. Like, Joel Edgerton's not a good action star. He's a funny character actor, but like, I think Joel
Edgerton and Eric Bana are actually good analogs. Like, they're both like, they act the hell out of any role.
Hold on. I'm not Joel Edgerton. I'm not thinking of Joel Edgerton. I was thinking of Jai Courtney. Sorry.
Jai Courtney's good, but
he's not a.
But in a different way.
He's a character actor. He's a character actor.
He's got a good energy. He's funny, and like I actually think in the Suicide Squad movies, the second one he wasn't in as much. They kind of figured out like, oh, this is how we unlock him.
Right. But Joel, actually, you know what? Joel Edgerton. Now that I'm thinking of Joel Edgerton and not Jai Courtney. I think Joel Edgerton, he has that kind of... Joel Edgerton has like a weird energy, right? It's
like really way more intense than Eric Bana, but like...
Kind of the same?
But yeah, it's like, yeah. So if you like Joel Edgerton, you probably like Eric Bana movies. This is what I'm watching Joel Edgerton in Underground Railroad right now. Have you seen that? On Amazon Prime? It's based on the Colson Whitehead novel. Who was the guy that did Moonlight and If Beale Street... why can't I... I'm blanking. I should know this. He's like very
Joel
embarrassing. No, this is embarrassing because
Is
it's
it?
one of the. Okay, hold on.
This ain't
hold on.
fucking live, bro. I can edit this shit out. Why is this embarrassing? It's called post-production for a reason, pal.
Okay, let me.
The fuck are you on about? This is embarrassing. I don't know who you're embarrassed to, not me.
Oh, Barry.
I fuck shit up all the time on this.
Okay.
Funny
Barry
boy.
Jenkins. Barry Jenkins directed Moonlight.
Sure.
Yeah, it's his show on Amazon Prime, and I mean the show's. I have mixed feelings on it. Like, it's gotten amazing reviews. I'm kind of finding it hard to watch at times because it's quite slow, but it does look amazing. And Joel Edgerton plays the slave catcher, and he acts the shit. Like, he is like just absolutely insane, but not like unhinged. It's just a very intense performance. So I didn't take on a tangent, but if we are highlighting Edgerton, I had to give him credit for a very, very impressive and like, he's a horrible human, but you just can't, like, very magnetic.
Sure. Well, and what's funny, like, talking about these, like, Australian actors, they really tried with Eric Bana, didn't they? With the Hulk. They really tried.
They tried.
Well,
he says now, he's like, it probably just came out too early. Like, if it came out 5-6 years later, like, they could have.
I think, look, what it really was is they had the wrong person as the director, and they were trying to do something that was. They're trying to do more than any Marvel movie now does, which is, like, actually confront the character's, like, inner monologue of, like, and his, like, inner turmoil of being the Hulk as a character now in Marvel is not right. Like, there's a reason he's never given his own movie because they don't have a fucking clue what to do with it.
Well,
they cut his parts out of Avengers Endgame over and over again. The Hulk had a bigger part in Endgame than he ended up having.
Yeah. It's, well, to your point, it's actually because Universal, I think, sells the movie rights for Solo Hulk movie is why they haven't given him another one.
Get the fuck out of here, Marvel! You're doing business with Sony making Spider-Man movies.
No, apparently, like, Universal, like, I don't know why. Kevin Feige, maybe, I don't know what did something, but they, like, will not play ball with them on the Hulk movies I was reading about. I never saw Munich, but I heard that was really good. Did you ever watch that one? It's the Spielberg movie.
The other big Eric Bana movie.
Well, Troy, obviously, but he was
yes,
second. He was like second or third.
Massive Eric Bana film, Troy.
I mean, that
written
movie
by
made
David Benioff because we want to revisit things written by Benioff or Weiss for that matter.
But I mean, Troy was a huge hit though in the theaters. I've only seen actually half of it, but people seem to like Eric Bana's Hector, like, as one of the favorite characters of that movie, especially when he's dragged around after he's killed. I mean, he's dragged on the back of the horse.
War movies, I'm not a huge fan of, and like period war movies are definitely. It's a hard sell, bro.
Troy's right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it occupies that space of like I really have no interest. But Eric Bana's good in Star Trek.
Yeah, he was. He was Nero. He was the villain for Star Trek, like under so much makeup.
Bald man makeup.
Yeah.
I think he was in that comedy a couple years ago with Ricky Gervais.
Was that any good? I heard.
I don't know, but I know that if Eric Bana's complaining about being in comedy, I mean.
Yeah. No, about not. Yeah, I think he did that because he wanted to do more comedies. I think I was reading some reviews and I remember them saying he was good in it, but I don't remember if the movie itself was. It's like Hitler comes back to the present day or something like that, and he and Ricky Gervais are reporting on him basically.
Interesting, huh? Well, I mean, look, Eric Bana is one of those actors who I've seen him in some things, but he doesn't have a very big filmography. Like, he's been acting since early 2000s, and his filmography is like 30 things. So,
you didn't see Dirty John?
No.
Apparently that was like really popular.
Based off of a podcast. A show based on a podcast. Yeah, I am well aware.
Yeah. Actually, he was the best thing in Guy Ritchie's King Arthur movie. I don't know if did you watch the King Arthur movie?
I saw that King Arthur movie. I don't remember a single.
It's not very good.
I don't remember a minute. I don't remember anything about it. Nothing.
Okay.
Zero.
The first 15 minutes, I think he plays Arthur's dad, and he basically does like a solo like assault on a castle by himself. It's sick. Do you not remember? Like the very opening is he does like
no. Dude, yeah, I don't. That movie came out in 2017. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than it's got Charlie Humdrum Hunnam in it.
Okay.
That guy, talk about another actor that's just boring.
He was good in The Gentleman. I don't know if you've seen that one. Speaking of Guy Ritchie.
But he was bad. He was bad in that King Arthur movie.
If you look for other Eric Bana, Delivers from Evil was really good. Nice horror flick.
Based off of a real cop's book about demons in New York or whatever. Some sort of like something. It's a street cop who fights demons, right? Like,
well, no, it's kind of like an exorcism movie. And then Hannah, did you ever see, they have a TV show now with Joel Kinnaman that's supposed to be really good, but the movie was, did you see the movie?
No, I didn't, but I know that he was the dad in the movie version.
Yeah. So he has some good movies.
I'm just saying he doesn't have a very big filmography. Like it's it's rather small, which is good. Like he still has many more years to give. And look, I like this movie a lot. I would, if people are looking for something that's a little different, but it's still, if you're trying to scratch your maybe true crime mystery itch that you've got, I think this is pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good movie. Performances are good. The story is engaging. It looks good. It just, there's
any more than shit looking good is not really much of a compliment. Like I would hope in 2022 things look good.
I watched something recently. It looked like shit, and I was like, "How does this look so bad?" I don't even remember what it was.
In this year, how does it look so bad? Especially if it's being produced by like some sort of A24 or somebody. It's like, how do you guys have money to produce things?
Yeah,
it's just I think anymore with stuff on streaming services, like I don't know how I ever would have found this without you telling me about it.
Well, also it's an Like it's not like this was Eric Bana in an American movie. This is like a purely Australian movie.
But Eric Bana in America doesn't move the needle either. I mean,
but
Eric Bana's a lead in a movie. Okay, like I think would be the response though.
No, but I'm saying like we would at least probably have heard about it just because like he's. It's not like he's in like. I mean, most movies he's been in have been like relatively large Hollywood productions. But this is a purely Australian film.
Being in it isn't what makes them large movies, though.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
I mean, I would think he's been used a lot. He's been used a lot in American cinema in a interesting way. And this, he's a leading man as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he can carry a movie. He's a little. He's a little stoic, maybe, but that's also maybe just the character.
Yeah.
Also, didn't realize Eric Bana's full name was Eric Banandovich.
That's fake
Eric
news.
Banandinovich. That's his real name. He shortened it to Eric Bana, probably.
Yeah, you're right.
Probably wisely.
Banandinovich.
Hey, he's from Eastern Europe. He's Eastern European. His dad was Croatian and his mom was German. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I think his next movie is actually another movie directed by Robert Connolly.
It is.
With Mia I can never say her last name. Mia Wasikowska. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, she's a really good actress.
And Rhoda Mitchell. All Australian. All Australian all the time.
So I think that's going to be one we're going to have to. That's probably not coming out in theaters here.
Right. It's based off of a book, an Australian book. So, and I don't think it's about murder. I think it's a different source material altogether.
Connolly and Bana, maybe it's like the Australian, Scorsese, De Niro.
That's the thing. Like, I'm glad Eric Bana is being used appropriately elsewhere because Troy is not the best use of his time. I don't think. I mean, probably a good use of his pocketbook, but
yeah.
Troy, Jesus Christ, what a different time 2004 was, huh?
It's on my queue to rewatch, actually.
With Brian Cox and Sean Bean.
Oh yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah, Brian Cox basically playing pre-Succession
right.
in the past, yeah.
So yeah, I would say let's plug the next episode of the show, but these are kind of their bonus episodes being held in abeyance, so they don't have to have anything on either side of them that I know about. So do you want me to give you an opportunity to plug your Twitter? Do you care? Do you want me to?
I deleted my Twitter years ago because
wisely.
It's a cesspool.
Yes.
And I just
I used mine like 2 weeks ago, and the time I had used it before then was May of last year. Like I post on social media for this, but I don't post personally for the most part.
Yeah, it's. And I know we're old men because it's like you have to engage with the people, but man, I can't think of.
Is there a better option than engaging with the people? I don't want to do that.
I was like, do we have to engage with the people?
Yeah.
No, I don't mind engaging with the people, but it's all the non-people that the people that are just throwing out like hot takes all the time. Like the people on Twitter that
Smith?
Not even Stephen Smith. It's just the people that are on Twitter just like say something that requires no critical thought just because it's a cool soundbite later. Like I don't really have any
Blazing Saddles, bro. It's like it's a satirical comedy, morons.
Yeah, it's like so and so farted in 1978, without saying excuse me.
Get him, cancel him,
Yeah.
Cancel him right now. Oh God. So I guess until the next time we talk, folks, Yashar has no social media presence, so don't bother him.
I have a Facebook.
He's gone full old.
I barely
he's gone full old man mode.
I have an Instagram if you want to just send me memes. That's all I use it for.
That's all you use it for with me.
Thanks for the memories. If you know what I mean.
It's all about memes.
Yeah.
Truly, God, it's all about.
If there was just like a way to get like a chip, where you just get memes infused into you daily, I would just give up all the soch and just give me the hit of the memes.
You would just be Raiden from Metal Gear.
Yeah. I would pretty much.
Yeah. As for me, you know where to find me, cstachiw.com. As for me, cstachiw.com, that's where my link tree is for all the stuff that I work on. Too many podcasts to count. So that's fun. And thank you for joining me. It's been like too long, like 8 years or 6 years. Probably 6 years, yeah?
Yeah. 6 years. Seems safe.
Well, you came back here, you came out swinging, you brought a good movie, I think the next time we talk, we've kind of already talked about this. We want to talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, I mean, I'll rewatch it.
Give the people what they want. Don't people want to hear them?
No,
people want to hear a reappraisal of that movie?
Literally no one wants to. Literally no. This is what not to do on a podcast 101.
This is what people are asking for. No one is asking for this. Christ.
Literally, it's a movie. Yeah. It's a movie that made almost $1 billion in the box office, but literally no one is asking.
Yeah. Nobody's asking for it, and nobody is asking for a fifth movie. That's for sure. My God, man. But yeah, that's
Justice for Mutt.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you.
Justice for Mutt.
Yeah, so that may be the next thing we're talking about. Who knows? But as always, make sure to check out the next episode.
Are you a film fan who loves the ultimate home video experience? Look no further than The Disconnected. Your host, Ryan Verrill, is your go-to source for the latest and most accurate information on home video releases, exclusive interviews with industry insiders and filmmakers, and has established a thriving community where every film and physical media enthusiast feels welcome. From hidden gems to blockbuster hits, The Disconnected brings you insider knowledge and a welcoming space to share your love of cinema. Watch every Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific for the live announcements show and follow The Disconnected on social media to stay updated. Subscribe to The Disconnected on YouTube or on the podcast provider of your choice and dive into a world where every movie night is an adventure.